Yupperoo.
I almost destroyed my nightstand.
Oh boy.
Wow, look how washed out I am because it's the middle of the day.
Yeah.
Hot dog.
You mean this isn't when we usually do this?
I don't know when we usually do it.
Yeah, we just kind of.
I don't know where I am. Who am I?
Are we recording?
Yeah.
Okay, I'm ready.
Welcome to the Tired Guy Podcast.
I'm tired guy number one.
I'm tired guy number one.
And we're tired.
We're not actually tired. We lied.
Yeah, we're actually full of energy.
We lied again. Well, hold on.
You got a beer?
I got a seltzer.
Alcoholic seltzer?
No.
Just seltzer?
Yes. Not all of us alcoholics, Chuck.
I wouldn't say I'm an alcoholic.
I would. And you're ugly. You bitch.
All right. Am I, let's take a poll here. Am I ugly?
Poll? There's nobody to take the poll. What do you mean?
All right. So, you wanted to tell me about your commute to the theater.
Yes.
We're not going to say what we saw yet, even though it's in the title of this video.
So, all right. So I get home from work, right? I get home from work at 5 o'clock. The only viewing of this movie was at 6:45.
Okay.
So, I go, all right, 6:30 we'll leave. I shower. And then when 6:30 comes around, we leave the house. Literally, turn that off. Turn that goddamn thing off.
Oh, God.
That son of a bitch air conditioner.
Can't read.
That's the funniest thing you've ever said. I can't read. What do I do?
My phone.
All right. So literally, as the first, as my little foot hits the fucking first step of my goddamn front door, we hear a loud bang.
Okay.
All right. The unmistakable noise of a car slamming into a curb. All right. You know that like weird plasticky sound when it crunches?
A car accident?
No. So we walk out. There was a car, okay, just up against the curb of that street over there. There's like a little T intersection.
Yeah.
I'm telling for the people that don't know where I live and will continue to not know where I live. It's a little T intersection. Guy came from the bottom of the T and just slammed into the curb, and I was just sitting there. My lovely female companion goes, what was that? And I'm like, well, She goes, is he okay? I go, I don't know. And then so I go over to the car, and I poke my head into the passenger side, and he is just staring into the distance, like just full forward. And I'm like, hey. And he turns and he looks at me, and I go, you all right? And he gives me a finger, one of these, and then he lowers the window and he goes, yeah. I'm like, you all right? He goes, yeah. I'm gonna pull the car over. Like, I'm not a cop. I don't give a shit. But he goes, yeah, I'm gonna pull the car over and sleep it off. I was like, what?
So this guy was clearly shit.
Oh, he was destroyed. He was inebriated. So I go, all right. And then I turn around and I go back to my driveway. And Nikki goes, should I call the cops? I go, yeah. And she goes, all right. And then she goes, what do I say? I'm like, I don't know, figure it out. Because I turn around. The guy has backed up a couple feet and just put it in park. So he's now horizontal in the street, just sitting there. Yeah, so it's like 6:40. The cops still haven't come. The guy is fully passed out in the middle of the street. My neighbors are all like freaking the fuck out. They're like, what is going on here? I'm like, don't worry, I already called the cops. The guy that lives across the street from me is like a court officer, and he is huge. He's like jacked out of his mind. And he's just standing in his driveway, just getting angry. He's like, I'm like, it's all right, I already called the cops. Fucking lo and behold, I'm sitting there for 15 minutes. This fucking random car drives up, stops. The guy goes, oh, and just honks the horn. And then the guy wakes up, obviously, and goes, shit, my bad, puts it in reverse, and goes to drive away. And the guy goes, oh, and we're like, no, don't do that.
Did he leave?
Yeah, he takes off. Dude, he takes off. I go, should we follow him? And Nicky goes, absolutely not. I was like, fair enough. I go to pull out to go to the movie. As I'm pulling out, I can see him down my street, like wobbling around from like from one side of the street to the next. A Ford pulls up, like the cop car Ford. And I'm like, oh, good, the cops are here. He's still on my street. You can still see him. So I go to wave him down. Guy pulls up next to me. It's a fucking public safety guy.
Jesus Christ.
I go, we did not call the cops, and they sent the public safety guy. You know what public safety does in New York?
Nothing.
Fucking nothing.
They're egg noodles and ketchup is what they are.
They're crossing guards when the real crossing guards are busy.
Yeah. Yeah.
They block off streets when there's like a music festival happening. So my neighbor goes, he went that way, and the public safety guy takes off after him. And I'm like, well, now I gotta follow him to see what the fuck a public safety guy is gonna do once he gets to this guy. Dude, this guy must have been fucking James Bond, all right? He's fucking gone. There's like 2 streets in my neighborhood, and he somehow evaded the both of us. I live right next to a highway, so that's probably it.
Yeah. That's
what happened.
That's a hint for where he lives.
Yeah, we're gonna have a scavenger hunt, and I'm gonna be the.
Can I just tell them where you live?
No, only if I can tell them where you live. How about we compromise? We'll tell them where Kevin lives.
Fucking Kevin.
Ew.
Our fucking crypto maniac, fucking goblin of a friend.
So it's like 6:45. The movie starts at 6:45. I still have to get gas. I didn't mention that part. I have no gas in my car. I was about to start a high-speed chase in my Volkswagen Jetta, and no gas in my car. So I had to go to the gas station. I'm pumping the gas, and guess how many cop cars just swarm my neighborhood? I'm standing pumping gas at the end of like the street that leads to my fucking neighborhood.
Yeah.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5 cops all fly in, a sheriff, another public safety guy, and they all have their fucking lights on and shit. I'm just staring at them. I go, well, we called them.
Yeah.
Should I go talk to them?
Ah, fuck that.
And I just went, no, I gotta go see a movie. Get in my car, and I drove off.
Fuck yeah. That's crazy.
Yeah, dude. It was like cosmic horror. I was like, this is the only showtime. It's a Friday. It was the night before we record. I have to see this movie.
Yeah.
And
because I would have been mad if you were like, oh, I didn't get to see it. I'd be like, I had to sit through this fucking movie and you didn't have to watch it.
Well, I was crime fighting, so I'm sorry.
Yeah, Keegan the crime fighter. Ugh, can't even drink coffee.
I burped while I was sipping it.
Do you think it's time to do a podcast?
I think it's time for me to do a podcast. And
all right. All right, everyone. We went to the movies because we're avid moviegoers and we like to support movie theaters.
I don't.
We saw...
At least not AMC. Almighty cunts.
That's a good one.
They ruined The Walking Dead.
Oh, is that the same company?
Yes.
No.
Yeah.
Wait, so AMC Movie Theater
Yes.
is like in charge of like Breaking Bad.
AMC Movie Theater owns the channel AMC, yes.
I never even put that together.
Yeah, did you know that Disney owns Disneyland? You ever hear of Universal?
No, fuck, you know what? That's too many. Fuck you. We watched Transformers, okay? We saw fucking Transformers. God damn it. I don't know where to start with this one. I mean, I will say the opening was our favorite thing in the world. We opened with narration again.
So,
Did we even touch on this?
Well, going back to my story about the drunk man that crashed into my curb, I actually missed the entire opening narration.
Oh, you lucky
As I
fuck.
walked in, I heard Optimus Prime go, and I was like, wow, look, opening narration. Thank God I missed it.
Yep.
Drunk man in your Mercedes, you were actually a blessing in disguise.
Imagine he was just like, I know you hate opening narration.
I got you.
And then he just fucking slugs down a beer.
He's like, I love the show.
It's just Riley.
It's Riley. Why didn't you do the Charlie Day movie?
So yeah, it opened with narration and it was like,
we're just gonna skip right over the plot summary, pal.
Fuck.
You suck at this. You're a fucking terrible podcaster.
Oh yeah. Should I start over?
No.
All right, folks. Well, it's time for this week's plot summary with Keegan. Go. It's gonna take forever.
What, I'm supposed to jump when you say jump? I'm not your fucking monkey, pal. Oh my God, he cracked the whip. That has racial undertones to it.
His racist juice.
It's because I'm black, isn't it?
Oh boy. Maybe. All right, plot it up, big boy. Plot it up.
This plot didn't make any fucking sense, so don't blame me when my plot summary doesn't make any sense.
Yeah, if it sounds fucking stupid, it's not his fault.
So there's a planet where there are giant robot animals, but they're Earth animals. I don't understand that, but we're not going to get into it yet. So they are a bunch of animals, and they are getting invaded, and they are not happy about it, and they are running, and one of them is like, hey man, I'm gonna like hold them off and shit.
Why is he David Spade?
Hey man,
Hey,
I'm gonna hold off the robots. He goes, hey, I'm just gonna like hold off, take this rock and use it to get off the planet.
what did they keep saying? It's like, your sacrifice will be our oath.
Yeah, I don't know what that meant. I'm pretty sure the one guy said it.
Yeah,
I don't know. You know, and like, you know what? No, we're not gonna get that.
Yeah, just keep going.
Dude, the monkeys. Okay, so there's two gorilla robots. Transformers, they're all supposed to be different robots, and then the monkey robots are just like, yep, there's two of us. But then one of them dies immediately. Spoilers.
Yeah. So they shoot up.
They need this rock to get off the planet. They get off the planet. One of them stays behind and gets killed so fast. Yeah. I thought it was so funny. He was like, I'm going to hold him off, and gets stabbed.
He threw a right hook. The guy ducked under it and
he stabbed him. He like prison shanked him.
Yeah.
It was like, man, you brought a fucking gorilla fist to a fucking knife fight, you dumbass. So that guy is our big bad, but he actually works for the big bad, which is a giant robot planet that eats other planets. I don't really know.
Yeah, he's very hungry.
We also know nothing about Transformers, so excuse us if there's some like hidden lore we don't know about. So the animals get off the planet, and the rock they have is like the key to space travel or something. Yep. So now the planet is stuck in that galaxy, but his henchman isn't. I don't understand it. The little guy is like his lackey, and he does things for him, and he can get off the galaxy. I don't get it. I don't understand it. So he then like fast forward to like 1994, I think it was.
Yeah.
And now we're in Brooklyn, New York.
Yeah.
And we have our friend Noah, who is a former Marine struggling to find a job, and he's got his little brother who has sickle cell anemia, and his mom is the lady from Dexter, and she's in it for 8 milliseconds.
Yeah.
And then he goes to rob a museum and then accidentally steals an Autobot as the Autobots wake up to go find the rock. And this movie's plot is fucking stupid.
You need me to carry you a little bit?
No, dude. So he goes to steal a Porsche. It's actually an Autobot. Then they're like, haha, we have to go find this rock, but the rock's in the museum. And they're like, well, you steal things, right? Go steal the rock. And then he goes to steal the rock. And the bad guys take the rock and they're like, haha.
Immediately.
No hesitation. Then they're like, just kidding, that's only half the rock. And they're like, damn, that sucks.
So they go to Peru.
So they go to Peru, where the other half is apparently, I don't know. And then a
whole lot of nothing happens.
Yeah, there's like a festival going. There's a festival going on, and they're like, well, the robots can't go in there, even though they're like standing on a mountain, and they're like 20 feet tall on a mountain, and it's like nobody in the entire city goes, hey, what the fuck is that?
Yeah, they're all just standing there like,
those look like big people, but that one's a truck.
Like, we can't go down there.
So instead they turn into their vehicle forms and just like hang out in the city, which like a giant red Freightliner
in the middle of Peru, in the middle of a Peruvian festival.
It looks out of place still. I don't know why. Whatever, they go underground to find the other half, but just kidding, it's not there. And then they go out into the forest, into the jungle, where, surprise, the robot animals are. And they're like, hey, what's going on? And then they're like, we have the other half. And then the big bad takes that other half because he's like unstoppable or something. And then the planet starts to the guy that eats planets shows up, and he's like, I'm gonna eat your planet. And then Optimus Prime kills a guy, and then they blow up a machine, and then the planet goes away, and everyone's saved. But the Autobots are stuck on Earth. That's the big plot twist. And we're done. Oh, and then my favorite part of the movie. Did you stick around for this, or did you run out of the theater?
I tried to run out of the theater, but I caught the end.
My favorite part of the movie is when Noah, our Marine friend, gets recruited to the G.I. Joes and thus starts the Hasbro Cinematic Universe. Let's go!
Yeah!
G.I. Joe. Transformers.
Oh, that was so bad.
I literally keeled over laughing. I thought I was going to die. I thought I was going to hurt myself. I almost gave myself a hernia.
Oh, Jesus.
Dude, I didn't see it coming from a mile away. I was like, oh, it's like a secret organization. And then he turns the card over and it goes, G.I. Joe. I was like, there's no fucking way. There's no fucking way.
Oh, fuck that. They just made a G.I. Joe movie like 3 years ago.
Yeah, dude.
Channing Tatum.
The Hasbro Cinematic Universe begins.
Oh, God.
Buckle up, everybody.
All right. How do you want to start this shit?
Mostly through complaints.
So I'm not going to harp on it, but yeah, fuck opening narration.
Well, all right. So I really wanted to like this movie. Like, I remember the Michael Bay ones weren't terrible, but I couldn't watch them because, like, the CGI made me like nauseous. So I watched the one with Shia LaBeouf and then the one with Mark Wahlberg, and I was like, that's enough.
I did not like the one with Mark Wahlberg.
I definitely preferred the Shia LaBeouf one.
Yeah.
That's when they still had something to prove.
That's when Megan Fox was like everyone's celebrity crush.
With her weird thumbs. I really wanted to like this movie because I guess it's like a fresh take on an idea that kind of got
lost along the way.
Yeah, I was excited to see what somebody other than Michael Bay could do with it.
Yeah.
The fucking the explosion maniac
we all
supreme.
know what Michael Bay does all the time. He
and
he oversaturates and blows shit up.
And it was just not good. It was very disappointing.
Yep.
Fuck, what was the word I used last? It was underwhelming. That's what it was. It wasn't so much bad. It was just underwhelming.
I walked out of the theater. I didn't walk out like angry, like, oh, fuck this movie.
Yeah,
but I walked out just like,
It was no you people.
Yeah, that was bad. But what a way to bang off our podcast. But yeah.
Episode 1, you people.
Yeah. But this Transformers one, I just left like, that was like kind of bad. And I wasn't angry about it. I was like sad.
Yeah,
Man,
I was just like kind of like I don't know. I was like
kind of bad.
it's the Transformers. Like they've been around for so long, and
Yeah.
it's like, but I've never liked the movies. It's like disappointing. I don't know. Whatever. Should we start with my biggest problem with the entire movie?
Sure.
The voice acting fucking sucked.
You didn't like Pete Davidson?
Honestly, he did the best job. That's how bad it was.
It was really
It was
bad.
fucking awful.
It was, the voice acting was really bad, and they were all just poorly written. And like, I know that they're, Transformers are like a big, merchandising fucking.
they're toys.
But it's they're toys.
They're just
but
toys.
It does seem like they were written, like all their lines sounded like catchphrases.
It was so like overly dramatic.
Yeah.
And it was really ruining it for me.
Yeah.
It was like a bad anime, kind of like that over the top, like we gotta go find the thing, huh?
Yeah.
It's like, shut up, just talk like a normal person.
Yeah, they were just not. I mean, it was not.
Dude,
great for me.
I have some fucking examples. Dude, there's a part. I think it's when they find something, and Optimus Prime goes, I can't believe it is real. And it is here. What? No way. Did somebody write that and go, that was a good line?
Can I tell you mine?
Sure, I got more.
All right, so spoiler: Bumblebee dies in 2 seconds. So Bumblebee gets his fucking head ripped off or whatever, and Prime stands over Bumblebee, and I don't know if this was supposed to be a pun, but he looks at Bumblebee's fucking carcass and just goes, "This cannot be."
Or fucking like fucking Optimus Prime is like, this is my fault. It should have been me.
Yeah,
Shut up, Optimus. The guy, the voice actor is the guy who's like been voicing Optimus Prime for like 60 years or something. And like it didn't sound good.
Yeah.
I don't know, like what?
Yeah,
it sounded
just was
like
not.
This may come out fucked up because it is. It sounds like they're expecting him to die any day now.
Yeah.
So they just recorded all of his lines like 8 years ago. And they're just like, yeah, we'll use these in a movie.
Workshop it.
We'll work these, because like he sounded like he was in a separate reality from everybody else. Like they'd be like, hey Optimus, what should we do? And he'd be like walking past being like, the humans, we cannot trust them. It's like, what the fuck is he talking about?
I'd love for the actors to just pull out their scripts. Where are we?
Yeah, dude, he sounded senile.
Yeah, it's Senile Prime.
Senile Prime.
Where are we?
Where am I?
Prime, stay with me. You're in Peru.
What the hell's a Peru?
Where are my corn dogs?
I would have rather seen that movie.
Yeah, Senile
Optimus
Prime.
Prime has Alzheimer's disease. Optimus Prime is suffering from dementia. I have to go pick up my son. Optimus, you don't have a son.
I meant pancakes. Oh my god. But you know what it seemed like for all the characters, it seemed like there was no script, and it seemed like they all just got their lines and real quick, like it seemed like all their dialogue was just bulleted.
Yeah.
It seemed like no one really got a script to read. It just seemed like they were like, here are your lines, just do this real quick. Here's the setup, blah blah blah. But like there was nothing.
But they weren't like talking to each other. They were just like speaking out loud.
Yeah, like one of the Transformers like scared Pete Davidson. He was the Porsche Transformer.
Mirage.
And he goes,
Can you stop burping?
Sorry.
I have to edit them out. And it's like 9 a show.
He goes, he gets like spooked by the Rhino Transformer. And Pete Davidson goes, nah, you didn't scare me. That's just engine oil running down my leg. And it's like, yeah, but that's like, it just seems like you didn't know the setup. You didn't say it like it just didn't. Nothing came off correct. And I hated Prime, how they were like, let's get the kid to go steal the rock. And he goes, that's a terrible idea. And then it backfires. And then they're like, we have to go to Peru to get the other rock. We got to bring the humans. And Prime goes, that's a good idea.
Yeah, totally.
I'm like,
well,
what's your, pick a side.
My favorite part of that is like
fucking dementia Prime.
He sends the Noah into the museum to steal the rock.
That can send them home, yeah.
And then the robots show up.
The bad robots. What were they called? They weren't called Decepticons.
They weren't Decepticons.
They were like Transcons or something.
Yeah, that's it.
They're Traricons.
Triceratops. I don't know. It's literally 3 people. Yeah. It's like 3 robots. Those are the bad ones. They show up and they like, first of all, favorite part of the movie is when they show up because there's a security guard there and they literally eviscerate him.
Yeah.
He's like, hey, what are you doing in here? And then the wall behind him explodes and he's gone.
Yeah.
It's like, what the fuck? Dude, they just killed an innocent man.
We should actually, real quick, small little backstory here. There's a female character and she just works in the museum and she's like an intern and she's really like everyone around her is just doing whatever research for like money, but you can tell she's like really super into it for like the actual discovery. So she was there at night, like observing this rock that they had found conveniently when they're about to go steal it. So yeah, she's there too. She's just
all right. So the bad robots show up and they kick the fucking piss out of the Autobots.
Yeah, beat the fuck out of them.
And then obviously the humans can't do anything about it, so they just take the rock.
And they're just running.
They fuck off, and then Optimus is like, I knew that we shouldn't have done that. It's like, hey, Optimus, the humans weren't the problem.
Yeah.
You got your fucking asshole kicked in.
And Bumblebee's dead.
And then he's like, man, I knew those humans couldn't do it. It's like, you failed, dumb fuck.
Yeah.
It was you. It wasn't the humans, you
didn't know
idiots.
How to fight. And I liked the bad guy in it.
Yeah, Optimus Prime is supposed to be fucking smart. He's supposed to be like the good leader, and he's just like, oh, those stupid humans fucked it up. It's like, no, you idiot. Yeah. You're fighting 90-foot tall robots. Like, you're a 90-foot tall robot too.
The only thing that bothered me is like, because I really liked how the bad guy was like unbeatable. Like when he showed up on screen, I was just kind of like, someone's probably gonna die. Because you just couldn't beat this guy. But
Until
then
Optimus could, for some reason.
But then he grabs Optimus Prime and goes, I'm going to kill you. And then just throws him to the ground and just fucking kills Bumblebee. And then left. Just left.
Dude, I hated that.
It's Prime, like, this cannot be.
I have to go back and watch the Michael Bay ones. Because I don't remember this being an issue. But these robots, like, they just,
right here.
They should have been killing each other and they just weren't. Like, it was like there were times where like they'd hit each other, and first of all, I don't understand why robots are punching each other. Like, why aren't they trying to kill each other with every, like, what is the point of punching Optimus Prime in the face?
Yeah, you're not gonna knock him unconscious.
Can you knock a robot out? I literally asked that in the theater, full like, I didn't whisper it at all. I was like, can you knock out a fucking robot? Why would they be programmed to be able to not be knocked out? Because the bad robot like punches Optimus in the head and he like falls over, and then he like hits him with a rock, and then Optimus is like, oh, and he like falls over, but it's like, you are a robot.
Yeah, like that's not supposed
You're not a man. That doesn't work on robots. Why does it work on robots?
Yeah, it makes zero sense.
Like, at least them dying makes sense because they have the sparks, which is like their like energy source, and you can just like murder that. But I don't get it. They did a very poor job of making me understand.
Well, you know, and a whole lot of nothing was going on this whole movie. So like they get the bad guys get the rock after that scene at the museum, and they fuck off, and then Prime's like, yeah, this was a bad idea, and then the girl comes out. She goes, well, no, actually, the fucking owl or the hawk, that fucking other transformer, comes out of nowhere and just starts melting shit, just starts breathing fire. And then just sits down and goes, hi. It's like,
so stupid.
Hi.
Oh, dude.
And then she's like, you know, there's actually another rock that we buried that they don't even know about.
We split it in half.
Split it in half. and it's like, oh, and then like
Nice
immediately,
ex machina.
Yeah.
That was awesome.
yeah, and then the
Just kidding.
and then the girl, the museum chick was like, oh yeah, it's in Peru, or it should be in Peru, and they just fly to
The bird didn't even know. She's
Yeah.
like, really? It
Yeah,
is?
she goes-
Okay.
she goes,
I
"Oh,
thought
it's in
you did
Peru."
it.
Yeah. So she's like, it's in Peru. And then they basically all went to Peru on a hunch
Yeah.
in this old man transformer that was like
dude.
an army plane.
Is it because we didn't see that Bumblebee movie? Are they like connected? I was
Yeah, I
so
know.
confused 90% of the time.
Yeah.
Who is the old man plane?
He comes out of nowhere.
Dude, why didn't he do anything?
and
He didn't.
he fucks up his superhero landing and just
Yeah.
like eats shit.
That was funny, but who is he?
I don't
and
know.
why wasn't he helping them fight?
He did nothing. He was
ta-
literally just created to get them to
He
Peru.
takes them to Peru and then just stands there the whole time, and he's like, "This is my part.
He has a mustache.
This is my role." And then a Volkswagen fucking G-Wagon rolls up, and he's like, dude, this fucking character made me want to punch someone out. He rolls
He
up.
had glasses.
He rolls up, and he has like a Peruvian accent. And Noah goes, "Oh, nice accent. Where are you from?" He's like, "What do you mean accent?" And he like has a really clear, thick Peruvian accent. And Noah was like, "Oh, well, I just heard your accent. I was going to start speaking Spanish to you." And he goes, "That's kind of racist." And Noah's like, "What do you mean it's You're a robot. You can't be racist." And then the fucking robot starts speaking Spanish. It's like, so you can't have it both ways. You can't be like, "That's racist. Now watch me do the exact thing you just told
and that's
me."
what it was for every character, because like I said just before, Prime was like, bringing the humans into this is a bad idea. 5 minutes later, bringing the humans into this is a good idea.
Just kidding.
Every character just, everything, their whole, whatever they stood for just collapsed in like minutes.
This movie felt like a game of telephone.
Yeah. And then like a whole lot of nothing happens. They get the other rock. The bad guys steal it again in minutes, very anticlimactically. They hook it up to this machine. It shoots a portal up in the sky, and like what do you call him? The big guy?
The planet?
Yeah.
I don't know. He was like a giant, like
Yeah, but you called him something. Like the head honcho or the
boss man. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. So but they
Big
sent
Cheese?
a portal. Yeah.
I'm gonna call him Big Cheese from now
So
on.
the big cheese, like the portal opens up, and now the big cheese robot can come in so he can eat Earth because he's really hungry for some reason.
Dude,
It doesn't make any
The
sense.
entire planet looks like an ant head. Like it's this big hole, and like it's a planet, and this big hole, and then it has these little like pincers on the side of it, and it just pinches planets, and then he's like starts
He just-
sucking on them.
I don't know why he's hungry.
He's so hungry.
He's a robot.
He's ravenous.
He's like drunk me.
Yeah, I can hear his stomach growling throughout the whole movie.
So, my main note was I just wrote how convenient.
Yeah,
Because it seemed like everything that happened was so convenient. Like, wait, you're telling me we got to get to Peru? And then that army plane guy comes in and goes, I can take you to Peru. I'm a plane. It seemed like the writers would like dig themselves into a hole,
well,
but then they would immediately just
That's what-
throw 20 feet of rope.
That's
into
what
it.
I
Like,
did
"Nah,
not.
We're good.
I didn't understand. Why are there other Autobots, and like why are they international? Like why is there a robot in Peru that isn't with the other Autobots? Like what are they doing?
Because Prime in the beginning literally goes, calling all Autobots.
Yeah, what are they doing?
And the guy's just in Peru like, nah, I don't really feel like it.
Nah, fuck you.
Yeah, like it was just dumb.
I mean, I know the reason why, like behind the scenes, but like there's no in movie reason. It's because they want to introduce more robots in sequels, but they want to be like, this guy was in Beijing. I don't know.
Yeah.
Fuck it.
Which again, how convenient.
Yeah.
I have two notes here that I really hope you agree with me on. One is the humor in this movie does not land.
I like half agree.
There was like two jokes that I liked.
I thought
But a lot of it just, I was like,
the guy
they did that Marvel thing where they stopped the story to do
Yeah.
these jokes, and I'm just like,
they were joking in like inappropriate times. Like they
Yeah.
were like that fucking when Mirage is getting pinned down by that like cat robot, and he's just like, that was motor oil. And it's like, that dude, not the time. Shut up.
Yeah. Shut up, Pete Davidson.
Shut up, Pete Davidson.
And by the way, I was totally fucking blindsided by Pete Davidson being in this movie because I knew nothing about it.
Mm-hmm.
I just knew that there was a Transformers movie coming out. I had no fucking idea, dude. When he first started talking, he was like, "Hey, what's up, bro?" I was like, "Who?" I was like, "Who is that?"
I'm
like,
the king of Staten Island.
And I was like, "Is that fucking Pete Davidson?" I was like, "God damn it, it fucking is," and it really bothered me.
I liked Noah. I thought some of his lines were funny, and I thought the guy who's always eating Twizzlers was hilarious.
Bro, when
he's the only one,
when they're planning to steal that Porsche, and like he drives off in the Porsche because it's driving itself, and Noah's just like, "Whoa, what the fuck?" And then the guy with the Twizzlers who set up the robbery is like driving behind him. He's like, "It's okay, bro. Just do some nice breathing exercises." And then the cops show up. He goes, "Can't hear you," and just drives down a side street, never to be seen again.
Yeah, he was funny. Or later on in the movie, like it was like the post-credit scene or whatever, he's like putting Mirage back together. He's like, "Oh man, you're still mad about that?" It's like, "Yeah, dude, you ditched me."
Yeah, he's like, "I didn't ditch you."
He's like, I was pulling them around.
Yeah.
He's like, "You never done that before? You didn't know the game plan?"
My biggest note was does no one see anything?
Dude, I was so mad. I didn't even want to talk about it. I was so mad about it.
Dude, everything that was happening, like the sky would turn black in the middle of the day.
Yeah, at least
and like there were zero reaction shots in this movie up until the last 15 minutes. Zero. And shit was going down.
At least the Michael Bay ones, they like went through like some process of hiding it.
Yeah.
Where they do things like, and then eventually it was just like, nah, fuck it. Everybody knows they're here. They work for the government now. But like now they have to like rewind the clock and like go back to like when they were hiding, but they're just ignore it. They're just like, nah, we don't want to. We don't want to think about it too hard.
Yeah, dude, it was really like dude, it was just like it just bothered me because like so much shit was going on. I'm like, does no one see this?
Yeah,
like, does no one see all these robots beating the fuck out of each other?
They're on a mountain in Peru, and they're standing over a city, and nobody sees
during
them.
A parade.
And then they're fighting, and they're rolling down a highway. It's like, where are all the people?
Yeah.
Is everybody at this parade?
The first I counted 3 reaction shots, and the first one was this old man in Peru, and he like, the camera's here, and he just goes...
Oh yeah, the natives.
Yeah, because the natives were harboring the fucking Transformers.
But yeah, we've been hanging out with the jungle and the jungle with them for hundreds of years.
Yeah.
This is like a super minor point, and like this is probably something some like weird Transformers fan would know. I thought the animal robots were older than the Autobots, but the ape robot is named Simius Prime. Or something like that.
Or Primal something.
Yeah, he's Optimus Primal. And when he meets Optimus Prime, he goes, "Yeah, I'm named after you." But it's like, what?
Yeah.
Wait a minute, what? So you're younger than Optimus Prime.
Yeah.
So how did you get to this planet without Optimus knowing? Were you here first, but you're younger than him? Where was it? It
doesn't make any sense.
It confused the ever-living shit out of me. I was like, wait, I thought the animals were supposed to be like the precursor. That's how they were in the Michael Bay ones. They had like
fucking notes.
They had like dinosaur Autobots that were like sleeping on Earth, and they're like older than the other ones. And they can't talk because they never learned how to speak English.
Yeah.
That just it threw me for a loop, and then I was like, so wait, so when did they flee their planet and get to Earth? Was that before the Autobots showed up? But then where were the Autobots before that?
Yeah, it was very confusing, and it seemed like this movie was just a bunch of scenes that were just kind of mishmash.
Yeah, it was very poorly thought about.
Like the bad guy, the leader of the bad guys, he like throws this disc at like the Hawk, and her wing like blows up kind of, or gets infected, and she starts turning evil, and she starts like tweaking out. And so they're all around a campfire, and she's like, I kind of don't feel good. And then like they wake up from where they were. They had the fire. They wake up somewhere completely different, and it's all foggy out, and like the girl wakes up, and I'm like, oh, this is a dream sequence. And like the way it was like directed, she like turns around and she just sees through the fog the hawk is like freaking out, like, I can't hold it much longer, he's taking over me. And I'm like, oh, this is a dream. And then it just wasn't. But like it was shot like a dream sequence, and she was in the middle of like, she was sleeping in like a hut in the middle of a field. It's like, but you weren't there when you went to bed. You were around the campfire. Where'd you go? Where are you? What the fuck is going on?
Where am I? And
then the ape had to choke out the hawk because she turned evil, and he was just like,
see, so here's what we didn't.
Sorry.
Here's what we didn't consider. So we were actually watching this movie through the perspective of Optimus Prime going through dementia.
Yeah.
He's like, he's all confused. You're like, where am I now?
Where am I?
Where am I? Where am I?
Does anyone have any iced tea? Prime, we gotta beat the bad guys. I love popcorn.
The war.
The war.
I was killing Nazis when you were a boy. What are you talking about? You're a robot.
I really didn't like how at the end, Noah's about to get killed by the fucking bad guy, and then Pete Davidson, Mirage, like jumps over Noah. He's like, I got you, buddy, and just gets like lit the fuck up. And he goes, I can't do this, but you're gonna have to take over. And somehow Mirage turns from a car
into a suit of armor.
Into a suit of armor.
Iron Man
and
suit.
then it turns in, so Noah turns into Iron Man. And like all of a sudden they're over like a boiling volcano. And then Noah starts like beating the bad guy. Like, you've had this suit for 30 seconds, and he's, like, running, like, with the jetpack, like, going behind the bad guy's knee and, like, shanking him in the back of the knee. And then Prime just...
You know what? I will say I did appreciate that move because it was a very New York move. Like, that's how you win a fight. Just stab someone right in the back of the knee, and they're done. They're down for the count.
You know what it was? What is the unwritten rule of when you... Of when you show Brooklyn in a movie, you have to play Biggie. what is that?
Yeah,
you know,
man.
Rule?
You know, he's, you know,
yeah,
you know, he's, you know, yeah.
It's like, oh, it's in Brooklyn in the '90s. Play Hypnotize.
I love it when you call me Big Bob.
But also, dude, I got a better feel for Brooklyn in Spider-Verse.
Well, of course, it was a leagues better movie.
Yeah. But that was a cartoon. You couldn't they couldn't just go to Brooklyn. They couldn't do it was just like, just throw Biggie over it. Put 1994 in the fucking thing. It's good. And it wasn't. It looked really shitty.
Yeah, I like the soundtrack. I like hip hop though. So
me too.
It was very the one part I did like was that a lot of the soundtrack like was in universe. Like there's a part where like when he's robbing the Porsche, the guy has like a radio feed to him, and he like puts a mixtape in. And he's like, "Here, this will help," and he like starts playing. He goes, "You have a robbing mixtape?"
Yeah,
and it's like, and then it just goes into the song, which I thought was funny. But
yeah, I mean, it was again, it just seemed like nothing was really, it just seemed like the whole movie, it was like a whole lot of just nothing. It was like it seemed like it was like, oh, we got to go here, now we got to go here, now we got to go here.
You know, it's one of the things that really, really annoyed me about this movie is like 99% of the time they're just standing around doing nothing. Like they lose the second half of The Rock.
Yeah.
And the guy runs off with it, and they don't chase him.
Yeah, they just don't give up so quick.
They just like stand there, like, well, guess we lost.
Yeah.
And then like 20 minutes later, somebody's like, "Hey, should we go stop him?" And they're like, "Oh shit, yeah, that's a great idea."
Yeah, they were
Well,
all
fuck it.
sitting there after the ape killed the fucking hawk, and they're just sitting like,
Yeah, or fucking when Noah's robbing the museum, they're just like standing watching. It's like,
Yeah.
you're giant robots, dude. I don't know, set up a perimeter.
Yeah.
I don't like do something.
Yeah,
You're supposed to be soldiers.
do anything.
The bad robots show up and they show up like 5 minutes late. They're like, "Oh shit, we gotta go." It's like, yeah, no shit.
Yeah, duh.
You should have been there already. What do you mean?
Yeah, it just seemed like no one really had a sense of what was going on. It really the way it was written, it just seemed like this was just an excuse. Like it seemed like it was
To sell toys? Yeah, probably.
yeah, but it's like, oh, just put them all here, all the Transformers in one area, and it just seemed like it's just like nothing. It's hard to talk about. Nothing happened.
Every single decision felt like the laziest possible.
Yeah, that's why I just
even down to like, so like whenever the robots would show up, they would just like enter from the like side of the screen. Like
Yeah.
it doesn't matter where they were. It's like the camera would change to a different place and they would walk in from the side of the screen. It's like, what?
Yeah. It's just
Where did he come from? Like,
Dementia Prime.
why did he just like, "Hey guys, what's going on?" Like
Where
they just
am I?
walk into the frame. Like, "Hello, how's it going?"
Oh, dude, we're missing like the big part here, man. So the whole like motive was okay. So Noah has this sick little brother who's like 10, and
Sick.
and he goes to get a job as a security guard, and they're like, no. So
Which this was just like the Hot Cheeto movie. Why was it so hard for him to get a job?
yeah,
He's like an ex-Marine, and the guy he's getting the interview from is like, I called your captain and he said you're not good on a team. It's like, dude, you're a security guard.
Yeah.
He's like, I don't want you jeopardizing what I built here.
Yeah.
So you are a security
this
guard.
guy, like whatever the
You're
case
not protecting
may be,
the president.
yeah,
like,
whatever the case may be, this guy's a fucking Marine.
yeah, like security guard's only job is that when something happens, they call the cops. Like, so why is it so like difficult for people to give him that position?
But he fucking doesn't get the job, and then his brother's sick and he needs money to pay the hospital bills, and then that's when he goes to his friend. He's like, yo, like I'm down to like rob some shit, and he's like, oh, word. So that's Noah's motive. That's kind of like why he's doing this. But the sick brother was such a bad fucking actor. And dude, like,
and it's not his fault. I think
so-
all child actors suck.
like 90% of child actors are terrible.
You have to really harbor. Like, the only good child actors were like abused into being good child actors. It's like you can't just pluck one off the street and be like,
and like Stranger Things.
yeah. I think Stranger Things, just those directors are really good. I think that's the saving grace.
Yeah.
They probably put those fucking kids through like so many acting schools.
Yeah, right. But yeah, so this kid was fucking he was fucking terrible, man. And and that's why, because like I've seen Stranger Things and I've seen movies with child actors. I know what they can do. And this kid just, oh man, like when he was pep talking his brother on the walkie-talkie, which is like, why can his walkie-talkie range from Brooklyn to Peru?
To Peru. I brought that up in the theater.
Yeah.
I was like, I don't think that's how radios work.
Yeah, his walkie-talkie was fucking from Brooklyn to Peru, and he's like looking up at the sky in Brooklyn, and it's filmed on a Dutch angle for some reason, and he goes, "Remember, man, you're doing this for Brooklyn.
You're doing it for Brooklyn."
And it was such a forced accent. And he's like, "You're doing it for Brooklyn, baby."
That kid's definitely from like Idaho.
Yeah, right.
He was like, "You're doing it for Brooklyn,
Yeah,
bro."
Brooklyn.
It's like, oh,
It's like
shut up.
The director was like, "Do an Andrew Dice Clay impression." He's like, "Oh,
Oh, forgot about it.
Jack and Jill went up the hill. The Transformers are in Peru."
Oh, I'm walking here.
So yeah, he was fucking terrible.
It's also super, I don't know, like, not. Actually,
Super
you know
not
what?
good.
What you said before interested me. You were like, comparing this to Stranger Things, think it really like. What am I trying to say with this?
I don't know.
It's like in a broader sense, like when we like critique movies, just like I think it's really important to know that we're like comparing them to better things. Like when we've seen so many movies, I think a lot of people think that we just watch a movie and we're like, that's stupid. It's like, no. We watch a movie and we go, I've seen that before and I've seen it done better.
Yeah.
Why didn't they do it better? Like why? Like I've seen kid actors that actually killed it, and like you don't even have to go that far back to history. The Stranger Things, all those kids killed it.
Oh, they crushed it.
The It movie that came out recently, those kids killed it. It's like there are good child actors, so why didn't you do it? Like why did you?
How do you drop the ball? Oh God, get out!
Cat. She wants to be a movie star. Come here.
Ow.
Come here. Look. You're a movie star. Oh, kisses. Bye-bye. Now fuck off.
Ugh, why are you so wet?
Oh, she stinks.
Ugh,
She's probably outside. Now I stink. More than before.
gross.
I was in a bucket all day.
I had another issue, but I forget what it was.
Well, I got plenty if you want me to if you want to tag me in.
Well, you know, what'd you like?
What did I like? The list is short.
I liked one thing in particular.
Yeah.
I was really happy that they didn't couple up Noah and the girl. Like at the end when they finish like fighting and going through all that shit, they're like in the plane and she just kind of like rests her head on him.
They kind of did.
But there was no kiss moment is what I'm saying.
they didn't go I think it's cuz they're probably going to do it in a sequel.
Yeah.
But
I liked how when he was going on another job interview at the end, he saw her on like 60 Minutes and she was like whatever and he was just
I found me some tunnels underneath this city in Peru.
Yeah, and then he just like looks at the TV, he's like Brooklyn baby.
Why didn't you close the door? She's back. Be gone. There you go. I pet you. Now you can leave. You know what? Fuck it. Hang out. Whatever. There were two things that stood out to me that I was like, I like that. The scene where the Mirage is running from the cops.
Yeah.
Gave me like Baby Driver vibes. Like that was like a.
It was a good chase scene.
Yeah, I think
very well
I genuinely think that like he got inspired by Baby Driver because it was like, is sitting in there. I was like that's Baby Driver. Like the way the cop cars were kind of like coming into frame, all kind of like.
And then Mirage like makes like 5 of them.
Yeah, that was cool. That was cool as shit. And then they were all like driving in and out from one another. That was sick.
And then I love how he was driving in reverse and then transformed himself to be forwards again.
I love
Noah's like nah.
Yeah, I love Noah's reaction. He's just like nah. Fuck with that. That and I really liked the laundry room scene when he initially breaks into that building to get the Porsche.
Oh yeah.
He breaks in and the guy with the Twizzlers is like, all right, the building should be empty, so don't worry about it. And he rounds a corner and he's in a room filled with people like doing laundry. It's like a hotel and they're like washing sheets. There's like hundreds of people. And he's just like, there's fucking tons of people in here.
Yeah.
So he goes, all right, we'll just act like you're supposed to be there. So instead of hiding or sneaking around, he's just walking around going, hey, how are you? Yeah. Hey, oh, nice. I didn't know you wore glasses.
Yeah.
He goes, hey, man, how's the wife? All right. And he's just walking around.
Yeah. that was good.
I thought that was like a more interesting way of like filming a break-in scene. Like I thought it was funny. It
was different rather than like, cowering over here and then
like
waiting and running over there.
Noah's a soldier and he's like a tech guy. He's not like a sneaky dude. He's not like a stealth ninja. So like immediately drops the bag and it really did a good job of being like, yeah, he's out of his element. And he's just like walking around like, hey, how are you? What's going on?
Yeah, hey, oh wow.
I thought that was interesting. It was cool.
Yeah, I mean every movie has, decent.
I wish there were more. I wish it was just more like that. Like it was like that scene and the chase scene had so much like personality and so much like it was like
there was life there.
Yeah, there was style. There was like something there, and then the rest of the movie is so flat.
Because what would happen is they'd get style for like 5 minutes, and then then someone would like dump a bucket of water on it. And just go meh.
I thought it was pretty bold to kill Bumblebee. I knew they were gonna bring him back.
Yeah, but he was dead for a long fucking time.
Yeah, I don't really understand why.
Yeah,
because like he's like a fan favorite. He's in like every Transformers.
But you know, when he came back, so like he gets like re-energized or whatever, and then like it shows like the fucking army plane and like the ramp comes down, and you just see.
We never mentioned that the plane is Scottish. I think that was fucking. Was like, what? Who is this guy? He was like, oh laddies, oh don't you know I'm a plane,
dude. They just had like a bunch of ethnicities in like a hat, and they just pulled one out like, all right, the plane's Scottish. I got Scottish.
But I don't understand why none of them know what their nationalities are. Like the Peruvian Autobot. Noah's like, you're Peruvian, and he's just like, no, I'm not. It's like, then why are you in Peru?
Yeah. But what bothered me was like Bumblebee got killed so fast and so easily, and then at the end the ramp opens up on the army plane, and like Bumblebee's just standing there ready to fuck shit up. One guy in the theater, like 5 rows in front of me, just goes, yeah, he's back, and like claps his hands, and dude, so loud I just went, shut up. Dude, me and Kevin started cracking up, man. Just shut up.
It was so lame.
Yeah, because then he jumps out of the plane and just kills one of the bad guys like so easily. And it's like, why couldn't you do that before?
Yeah, they acted like he's like the changing the tide, like he's the cavalry.
Yeah, but they made it seem like he was out the whole movie. And like, now we got Bumblebee. It's like, you had him already and he didn't do shit.
You had him and he died.
Yeah.
What does it matter? And it's just like one more guy. Like
this can't be.
Dude, I think a lot of those scenes like fell apart because there just wasn't enough Autobots. Like there was legit like 4 of them. And then, or like 5, I think. There's 4 or 5.
But yeah, there was Prime. And then like the rhino, the tiger.
Yeah, but and then there's like 3 bad guys. It just
gorilla.
didn't. I don't know.
Well, the only thing is like the bad guys had those little weird like henchmen, like creepy
spider bots. Yeah,
spider bots.
I don't know. It just like it didn't feel as epic as it should have. Like
and it had this weird like weirdly comparing it. There was like it had like this. It was going for like this Avengers Endgame vibe.
Yeah. They even have the superhero pose when they all like show up.
Yeah, they had like this superhero pose, and then like the way they were over like all the rock and the fire, and like it was one side Russian, and then this side was Russian.
We're into like a giant crater.
Yeah, and they were like and it was super Endgame vibes. It was like this whole movie was like just bit biting, really shitty.
It was like if Endgame had like 4 people.
Yeah,
and like not even like the main super. It was like it's like if Endgame had like 4 of those like Wakandan soldiers fighting the last fight,
and then like Black
the
Widow
superheroes. Yeah, and then like one of them is like, I'm important.
Yeah,
yeah. It was I don't know. Like, it was weird. Like it didn't have like enough impact. I felt like it was strange, and they all kind of like.
And then the way it ends, so the bad guy gets the fucking rock, connects the 2 pieces because they got it in Peru, and they just fucking it spins, shoots the thing up in the sky.
Space rocks. We get them in Peru.
Yeah. So then Prime fucking like melts the bad guy, chops his arms off and melts him, and then yeah,
dude, my favorite part about that is Optimus Prime didn't do anything.
Nothing.
He was like, all right, now like.
Prime didn't do anything this whole movie.
He didn't change at all, so I don't know why he suddenly gained the ability to kill the bad guy. They were like, he's indestructible. And then Prime was like, okay.
Yeah.
And then he just kills him. It's like, and then he cuts his arms off, and then he's like, I'm going to show you the true power of a Prime. It's like, you already did.
Yeah, and it failed.
I thought, he's already dead. What do you mean?
Fucking idiot.
It's like if you shoot a guy and then you're like, now I'm going to show you what I'm really made of. It's like he's dead already. You can't show him anymore because he's dead.
Dementia Prime.
Yeah.
I'm going to show you what a real Prime
I got you right where I want you. Dead.
It's like we just fought last night. What? We did. Yeah, also this movie this whole thing took place in the span of like 12 hours, by the way.
Yeah. He's like it's like oh fuck, it's like he's like on a sports team and the game ends and he's like, all right guys, now it's time to really fucking get him. It's like, no, you idiot,
It's
the
over.
game is over.
What do you mean? That was the fourth quarter. Yeah, but we could just go back out anyway.
All right, time for a second win.
Yeah. Yeah, that was it was kind of anticlimactic. Prime didn't really do shit, but his dialogue, it was like he had done shit. Like he spoke like he did so much shit.
We did it.
Yeah.
Can we talk about his wimpy ass sacrifice?
Yeah.
Dude, he's like they like accept that they're gonna lose. They accept that the planet's gonna eat Earth, and he's like, all right. He's like, I'll destroy the rock, and he's like, go on without me. And they all like buggy out, and then I was like expecting something epic to happen, but he hits it with his axe, and it like explodes and like knocks him over.
Yeah.
It was like, oh, he like falls over. He's like, oh no, and nothing happened. I was like, what kind of wimpy ass fucking sacrifice was that?
But then he starts getting sucked up towards the planet eater. And like giant, like 1,000,000,000 fucking pieces of rock are getting sucked up, and then Noah comes in his little Iron Man suit and grabs Prime. He's like, "I got you, brother."
He's got like
Brooklyn, baby.
He's got like magnet boots.
Yeah, I'm like, but yeah, they showed his boots clip into the ground. I'm like, get the fuck out.
And then it's like, but he's made of Mirage. Like his suit is Mirage. Yeah. So it's like, why is Mirage the only Autobot equipped with this stuff?
Yeah,
like, why didn't Optimus Prime have something similar? Like,
yeah.
I don't know, dude. It was all over the fucking place.
Yeah, I just wish I don't mind if a movie's kind of like dull or kind of boring, but it's like, have some structure. This movie just had no structure. It was just so like, we're here, and now we're there, and we're here, and now we're there, and now we're doing this. And
Brooklyn, baby.
Brooklyn, baby. Oh, you know what cracked me up was at the end, he like goes to the interview, and it shows just the back of the guy who's going to interview him. And he goes, Noah, I'm glad you can make it. And he like, it shows him like pouring a cup of coffee, but you don't see his face yet. And he like walks over to the chair and sits down, and it's like the reveal of who it is. But I had no fucking idea who it was. But they set it up like...
Are we supposed to know?
Yeah, it set it up like we were supposed to know who he is. It was kind of like at the end of like Iron Man when like Samuel L. Jackson comes in and he like turns around.
Yeah.
Holy shit. And he's like, we're making something. But this was just like a guy. He's like, we're partisan. And then he gives him, the G.I. Joe card. But I was still like, who the fuck is this guy? Who is he? And he goes, if you change your mind, let me know. And he like moves a book on the wall. And the whole wall like collapses, and there's just like fighter jets.
I love he just gets on this elevator and leaves. Like he didn't just open a door to like a secret base.
Yeah.
He's like, all right, bye.
Yeah.
He's like, wait.
He goes,
are you not gonna wait for him?
He goes, if you change your mind, it just clicks like it was like a award. And he like moves it, and dude, the wall pushes back, and you're in like a whole basement, and there's like fighter jets and like all these like CIA guys and whatever the fuck, and it was just like, and what bothered me the most is again the convenience. So the whole time Noah's doing this because Mirage was like, hey, if you do this for us, like I'll let you sell me, and he can like turn into like different cars. He's like, you want me to be a Ferrari or a Lamborghini? And Noah's like, whatever, so I'll do this, and then I can sell Mirage and make a shitload of money. So then, like, obviously he doesn't do that. And then at the end, I'm like, well, what happened to the brother? The brother's still sick. Noah still doesn't have a job. And he goes to the job interview, and I go, oh, so I guess he can pay the hospital bills? And the guy doing the interview goes, just so you know, if you say yes, we'll get your brother the best doctors this country has ever seen.
I think he didn't even say that. I think
he did.
No, I don't think it wasn't like a barter. He was like, oh, by the way, we're going to take care of your brother.
Oh, yeah. He goes, we're going to take care of your brother. He goes, and we're not going to hook you up with the kind of doctors that ask for money. I'm like, well, what? Like, I get what he was trying to say.
Was like when I saw that, I was like, man, what a millennial wet dream.
Yeah.
I was like, wow.
You don't got to pay for health care.
Yeah, free health care. That's whoa.
Yeah, bing, 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 bing. Yeah.
That was worth almost dying.
Yeah.
You fuck this movie.
Hold on one sec.
What the fuck are you doing?
Yep.
Yeah, what up, Nick?
What's happening?
I'm doing a podcast. What's going on?
Oh, shit. Nothing. I got out of work early. I didn't see what you were up to.
Ooh.
You want to go see Transformers?
We already saw it. We're reviewing it right now. Say hi to everybody.
Oh, shit. I'm on the podcast. Oh, hey. Hello.
Yeah.
Viewers.
This is my brother Nick. He's 21, but he sounds
No,
like he's
it's
fucking
not.
40.
That's a phone.
Oh.
Oh.
Yeah, I mean, I'm probably going to head out after this. Cause,
You don't want to be friends?
fucking shot, but I'll
Hang
let you know
out.
what's going on.
All right. Sounds good.
Yeah.
I'll talk to you later.
All right, peace out, Girl Scout.
Oh god, the dog farted.
Peace. God, you know what? Cat, get out of here.
No.
A dog named Cat.
Yeah? What's it to you, chump? You're an asshole named Charlie. Oh, got him good.
Good one. Yeah, I don't really know what else to say. I think, the structure was lousy. The dialogue was garbage. This guy, he didn't know. I feel like this guy, whoever wrote this, I don't even know who wrote it, didn't understand what.
It had like 8 writers. I didn't want to go
and
into
they
it.
all didn't know what Transformers were about. Not saying that I'm a big Transformers guy, but it's like, I knew like that this isn't it.
It was so bad, it made me want to go back and watch the Michael Bay ones.
Yeah, it just.
And I thought those were fucking terrible.
Dude, I mean, at least like they had some memorable scenes.
Yeah.
I mean, dude, remember when they were all in the desert and that scorpion one just came out of the sand
Yeah.
like, behind them and was like, yeah, and like fuck shit up. Like,
Yeah, like
at
now-
least you remember shit like
yeah, now
that.
I want to go back and watch them to see like actually good Transformer scenes. Like,
Yeah.
like it it wasn't because they were especially good. It was because like this new one was so boring,
No,
and
it was
like they
paced-
were so
yeah.
boring. I want to go see good robots
Yeah,
now.
it was just lacking in a lot of areas. I mean, like overall, I'd give it like, just because really, like honestly, like nothing happened. And I'm not trying to be harsh, but I'd give this like, due to the dialogue, the shots were boring. It was just filmed so flat. There's just nothing there. I'd give it, honestly, I'd give it like a 3 out of 10.
Mhm.
There were some scenes that I did like I did like the chase scene in Peru.
Literally 2. I
Yeah.
didn't like any other scenes.
Yeah, I mean,
I guess it was kind of cool when they were like rolling down the highway. You know what I'm talking about? Where they were like fighting on that road that goes down a mountain.
yeah.
They kept knocking each other off the road and rolling down the mountain.
Yeah, and they were like fucking shit up a little bit. I mean, one part that was dumb, one of the bad guys shoots like a fucking RPG out of his arm, and like one of the Transformers is like clinging on to like the fucking Volkswagen van, and she goes, "Oh no, a missile!" And it like goes through the door, and she's like, "Whoa!" And like in slow motion, like opens the other door, like. And the missile goes like through the van.
I
like,
hated that character so fucking much.
and she didn't even do anything.
Her name was like what, like RJ or something like that? DJ? I don't,
Yeah.
She like has rollerblades, and her like vehicle form is a motorcycle with a person on it. Who's the person?
Yeah.
Who's
Was
the
there a person on
Yeah,
it?
though she's a motorcycle and has a person on it. Like, who's the fucking person? Dude, she had one scene, and it didn't make me laugh in a good way. It made me laugh because I went, "You fucking idiot!" Like, you ever see a really good parody movie, and then you see like a real movie where they do the things they were parodying?
Yeah.
Parodying.
Yeah.
Dude, she did the Hot Fuzz shoot into the air bit. You know what I'm talking about?
Oh, from Point Break?
Yeah, the Point Break shoot into the air. There's like one of the evil robots is up, and she's like, "Ah!" And all I
like
saw was
unloads the gun.
all I saw was Nick Frost's stupid ass laying on the
Yeah.
ground going, "Ah!"
Dude, because I swear on my life, I watched Hot Fuzz 2 nights ago.
Mhm.
And I watched Shaun of the Dead last night.
I haven't watched it in forever. That's the first thing I thought of. I was like, "There's no fucking way."
Because they parodied it so good.
I know,
He was
it's
talking
like,
like,
there's no
he's
way
like,
you
I
did the
always saw
Point Break."
myself having a partner, and we would, be fighting bad guys, and then I'd, like, whatever would happen. He's like, and they throw me on the ground, and I miss the shot, and just unload the gun, like, ah! And he's like, oh, like Point Break? Yeah. How's the hand?
He's like
stiff.
Everyone around here has guns. Like the farmers and the farmers' mums. Like, who has guns? The farmers. And who else? The farmers' mums.
Yeah, dude, I love when he's like, he goes, is that gun registered? He's like, well, this one is. He goes, what do you mean this one? And he goes into his shed and he's got like bombs and grenades.
It's a sea mine.
Yeah,
And then they have to disarm it.
oh, I love Edgar Wright.
Or when's your birthday? October 14th. What year? Every year. Get out!
I love when he goes over to the one kid. When's your birthday? And he goes, ah! He goes, get out.
One kid's got the braces.
Yeah.
And the light is hitting him and shining in his eyes. He's like, ah.
It's just so exaggerated, but in the best way. And then when he brings them all into this station, and the guy's like, listen, mate, do you really want to fill out all that paperwork? And he's like, he's got his pens. And he does
dual wielding pens.
And he does mug shots of all of them, and one of the kids still has a traffic cone on his head.
Dude, one of the smartest scenes in that movie is when he's like arguing with the hotel clerk and she's doing the crossword.
Yeah.
And he keeps answering the crosswords. He's like, hag. And she's like, what? He's like 24 down, hag.
Yeah. She's like, oh, thank you.
She's like, oh, thank you. He's like, you bitch.
What happened at the end of that? It turns out, like, because he was trying to figure out who the killer was, but
The whole town was like, the whole town was like part of a cult.
Yeah.
They were like killing each other.
So then he killed like everyone.
He kills the whole town.
The best is how they made him go to that town because he was too good at his job.
Yeah.
Like, we're making you sergeant. Really? And where? And he's like, where? Like, you know, at whatever town it was. He's like, that's upstate.
I love how they don't actually kill the bad guy. He like trips and falls on that model of the church and skewers his head.
Yeah, he's like,
and then they show up. They're like, "Oh, you got the bad guy." He's like, "I'm still alive."
oh yeah.
He's like, "Oh, oh, he's still alive."
I will say this might be controversial. I wasn't like I mean, we're talking Edgar right now. I wasn't like the biggest fan of Scott Pilgrim.
Did Edgar Wright do Scott Pilgrim?
Yeah.
No, he didn't.
Yeah.
No, he didn't.
Would I lie?
Why didn't I know about that?
Because you're dumb.
It was okay. It was like really influenced by the comic.
Yeah. I don't know. I mean, for me, like, I liked it. I liked the music in it. Like, yeah, like the style was pretty cool, you know, but I don't know. Something about it, I just couldn't really.
All right. It's a pretty, like, not super popular movie. I don't think it's like it wasn't like a blockbuster hit.
Yeah.
It's like, you know, but let's close this thing out because we're like fucking going super overtime now. Yeah. I give this movie a yuck.
Yeah,
This was a yuck.
I'll give it a 3 out of 10.
Didn't like it.
Yeah.
It was like, I hesitate to call it bad.
It was like, okay, so here's okay. This is okay. It was like,
yeah, I always say, Jesus Christ.
fuck. I have a towel. Well, we'll wait a minute. All right, so yeah.
I have a movie scale, and it's you know, you got good, you got bad on one end. I always say the farther you are from the middle, the better. Like, I love really shitty movies, and I love really good movies equally. I like them both. But the more in the middle and boring your movie is, I think that's dog shit. This movie was like dead set.
Like, because I've seen movies, like, the worst thing a movie can be is fucking forgettable.
Yeah. Like,
I've seen like people have told me like, oh, watch this like crime movie or watch this or that, and I watch it. I'm just like, and I don't remember anything about it. Like, it was just a really bland, forgettable movie. Just generic plot points and
It's just, you know, like, why are you going to spend all this money on something and not make it special or good? You don't even have to be special. Like, there's plenty of...
Yeah, I mean, their whole thing was that this movie was just a fucking, you know, it was a cash grab. We're bringing Transformers back.
All right.
Yeah.
Yeah, we
But,
all missed Transformers.
But yeah, to close it out, I'd give it a 3 out of 10.
Yuck.
All right. Well, there you have it, folks. I'm Charlie.
I'm Shia LaBeouf.
And this has been another episode of Degenerate Movie Reviews.
Bye-bye.
Bye.